NHL regular season recap night 123 featuring Miss Paisley. Just 3 games today, the first of which is the second Stadium Series game between the New York Rangers and Islanders. Eric Gustafsson gets an early one here, and then from there, it's a lot of orange. Brock Nelson, Bo Horvat, and Matt Barzal all scoring in the first 7.5 minutes after Gustafsson's goal. Makes it 3-1 after one. It does not look very good for the Rangers. They come out in just a minute and 3 seconds in. Anders Lee makes it 4-1 Islanders, and suddenly things look really shaky. But Vinny Trocheck scores 2 before the end of the second period, and headed to the third. We have a 1-goal game because why not? Alex Romanov scores just under 2 minutes in after incidentally high-sticking Ryan Lindgren off of a pass follow-through, that he was trying to send out front. Chris Kreider scores on the power play to once again make it a 1-goal game, and then Mika Zibanejad ties it with just under 90 seconds to play. In the overtime, just 10 seconds in off of a crazy net front play, Artemi Panarin finds the game winner. It was reviewed because the net came off, but it was determined to be in the act of the puck already going in the net, so it's a good goal, and the Rangers come all the way back from down 4-1 in the second period to win the second part of the Stadium Series by a final of 6-5. Both of these games were bangers, but this was definitely the more wild of the two, at least as far as scoring goes. A tough one for the Islanders, though. They sit outside a playoff spot currently, and this definitely does not help their case. The Kings taking on the Penguins, and on Jaromir Jagr's jersey retirement night, the Kings play spoilers. Sidney Crosby scores with just a minute and 17 seconds to go in the first, and it's 1-0 Penguins early. No goals in the second, but in the third, Adrian Kempe scores twice, is 18th and 19th of the season, the second of those being shorthanded, and just like that, it's a 2-1 victory for LA in regulation, mind you, so no points for the Penguins, who are still trying to climb into the playoff picture in the East. For the Kings, of course, a big game, and they've been struggling a little bit of late, but have been a bit better in the last week or so. Cam Talbot, pretty good, 29 of 30. Tristan Jarry, also really good, 31 of 33, I forgot to mention in the last game how the goalies did, but neither Shesterkin nor Sorokin did pretty well at all, so just going to leave that there. It's a 2-1 final here for Los Angeles. Third and final game, the Coyotes visiting Colorado, and have I mentioned that the Coyotes have been having a couple of dagger games lately? Well, this one was yet another. They go down 1-0 early, but score 2 before the end of the first, so it's 2-1 after 1. They throw that lead away. Jack Johnson scores 5:20 into the second, and it's 2-2. They score again off Logan Cooley's 8th of the year to make it 3-2 about halfway through the second. They can't hold on to that either. Nate McKinnon, with his 33rd of the year, ties us at 3 headed to the third, where Devon Toews scores what would be the eventual game winner, 13:25 into the period. Karel Vejmelka, kind of a wasted performance on this one. He faces 37 and stops 33. Not great statistically, but had some really big saves, and frankly, you want to get a win for a goalie that has that strong of an effort, but just not able to do it tonight. For Alex Georgiev, a perfect 900 save percentage, 27 of 30 in the winning effort. Again, Colorado got just the edge in shots, and it ended up being exactly what they needed to get the W. For the Coyotes, they're now still sitting seventh in the Central. The Avs second in the Central. Again, with all the teams in the middle of the pack out west making the push that they've been making, I just don't see the Coyotes being able to make it in this one. Yet another game where they can't even force the overtime to get at least 1 point. It's a 4-3 victory for Colorado, and that is it for NHL regular season recap night 123. We got a bunch of games tomorrow on President's Day, starting at like 12:30 Eastern time, so make sure you wake up on time because it's going to be a marathon day. We'll talk to you guys then.